That's right, ladies and gentlemen, 4.2 is here, which means that we now have Furina. Now, I'm very excited for Furina. I'm very excited for the fact that I can actually talk about Furina without getting in trouble with stuff. So, of course, today we are going to talk about how you should build your Furina in Genshin Impact. Now, of course, if you like the content, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell to be notified of when the next Genshin Impact video comes out. Y'all, I'm sponsored by Gamer Subs, that gluten-free, keto-friendly energy that you love. Make sure to click on the link down in the description and get 10% off using code TYSTRA. But without any further delay, let's go ahead and get into today's video. As you can see, this setup is a little scuffed compared to my normal setup, but we had to make do because of certain things. But anyways, let's go ahead and get right into it. Furina, right here, the one-handed sword hydro element user, or the Archon, as we say. And yes, let's go ahead and talk about how first we're going to build your Furina, ascending from level 1 to level 90. Now, of course, you're going to need one of these Varunata Lazarite Silvers, which come from many different bosses that are hydro-based, such as Oceanid, the Hypostasis, the Hydro Hypostasis, and yeah, there's a couple more. I just can't bother to remember them right out the gate. But there are a good couple of bosses that you could fight to get these materials, so that's really good. You're gonna need a good couple of these, so be ready for that. The new Topaz boss is actually one that drops it too, so there you go. Now you're gonna need one of these Lazarite Silvers, and we'll go into the Lazarite Fragments, which is the step up from there. Remember, Genshin always works in rules of threes. So one of these silvers makes a fragment, three of these silvers make a fragment, three of the fragments make a chunk, and three of the chunks make a gemstone. All of these can be found from any water boss, such as Oceanid, Hydro Hypostasis, and of course, the new Topaz boss. Topaz, you should probably farm because that's what you're going to need later on, but we'll get to that. Now, of course, you're going to need one of these silvers, 9 of these fragments, 9 of these chunks, and 6 of these gemstones, right? Pretty simple. Every character has to go through it. On the next step, we got this new material called the Water That Failed to Transcend. Now, this is from the new Hydro Topaz boss, which you need to ascend your Furina from level 1 to level 90. Pretty simple. You're gonna need 46 of these, which means that you could get 2 to 3 with each run, which equates to about, what was it? I think it was 13 runs minimum, I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that's the minimum, right? Now, of course, you're also going to need these Lake Light Lilies, which are the new Fountaine exclusive material that you find in the overworld. So make sure that you have Lyney on your team to get these little thingies right here, because you're gonna need him for sure. And of course, as we're talking about the rules of threes, we got these Whopper Flower items. We got the gray Whopper Flower Nectar right here. We got the green Shimmering Nectar, and of course the blue Energy Nectar. 3 of these make these little green ones, and then 3 of the greens make the blues. As we go down here, we can actually see the total that we're gonna need of these. You're gonna need 18 of the Whopper Flower Nectars. You're gonna need 30 of the Shimmering Nectars, and of course, you're going to need 36 of the Energy Nectars. Now that, of course, is to ascend your Furina from level 1 to level 90. Let's go ahead and talk about if you're gonna triple crown your Furina, which I honestly might not blame you, except you might not need the basic attack, but I digress. Let's go ahead and talk about the triple crown. Now, again, this is the max amount of stuff you're going to need to triple crown Furina. Just want to say that a 5th time. Now, first things first, let's talk about these, the Teachings of Justice. These come from a certain domain, or the Ascension, not Ascension material, but the talent material domains, and you're going to be able to do this on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. You're going to need 9 of these Teachings of Justice, and it goes by the rules of 3 again. 3 of these teachings make a guide, and 3 of the guides make a philosophy. Now, in total, you're going to need 63 of these guides right here, and you're going to need a grand total of 114 of these philosophies of justice, which is a lot of grinding. And I will say that it's going to be tough, but I know you can do it. I believe in you. There you go. Kissies. That was so dumb. Anyways, you're gonna need more of these nectars as well. You're gonna need 18 of the Whopper Flower Nectars. You're gonna need 66 of these Shimmering Nectars, and 93 of the Energy Nectars right here. Pretty simple rules of 3 BS. Now, of course, we have this new thingy right here. You can't really see it because it's semi off screen, but this is called the Lightless Mass. This comes from the all-devouring narwhal, which is the brand new weekly boss that came to Genshin Impact in version 4.2. So make sure that you fight him this week. Get it done as soon as possible because you don't want to be a week behind. You only get to fight him once. You get 2 to 3 of the item. It's a win. So you're going to need a grand total of 18 of these, by the way, for a triple crown. It's going to be a pain in the butt. You're also going to need 3 of these crowns of insight. We already know what those are. We've seen them so many times. And then last thing in total, you're going to need 7.3 million mora between triple crowning and of course doing your ascensions. Furina is one of those characters that I don't think you're going to need the triple crown in total. I think you just really need to do the skill and the burst. But what do I know? I'm just a crazy guy on the internet. So let's go ahead and dive in. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now, chat. I have not fully built my Furina yet. It's been tough. And of course, with a new area means it's going to be harder for me to build Furina because I have to get all the material. If you go to twitch.tv/Taishu Taineko is doing the farming for me. So if you want to help him out, help me get the materials I need, it'd be great. So anyways, let's go ahead and talk about Furina here. Furina is a really good sub DPS character. Look at her. She's just adorable, isn't she? She's got the little... I can't remember the names of the little pets that she has. I kind of want to find that out. But yeah, so she's adorable. We already know this. But let's go ahead and talk about what you're going to need to build her. Her main stats that you should be focusing on are crit rate, crit damage, energy recharge, and HP percentage. She scales off of HP percentage, but of course, energy recharge is going to be great for what you want to get her with when it comes to her burst, right? So that's why you see high HP percentage on this build. This is the actual trial build. So this isn't going to be the best build that you could do, but it is a pretty good standard. This is about what? Almost 28,000 HP, which is pretty good. You got 40 crit rate, 40% gank to 234 on crit damage. Followed by, excuse me, it's almost 5 a.m. in the morning. Followed by 135% energy recharge. So pretty good. Now, this Furina is also built on certain things, and it's tough. I'll tell you right now that my Furina is not even going to come close to this right now until I can get a good crit damage one-handed sword. So first things first, her best sword is obviously the Splendor of Tranquil Waters. That is her sword. It's meant to help her with that. When equipping the character, when the equipping character's current HP increases or decreases, elemental skill damage dealt will be increased by 8% for 6 seconds, max of 3 stacks, which means that can go up to 24%. The effect can be triggered once every 0.2 seconds. When other party members' current HP increases or decreases, the equipping character's max HP will be increased by 14% for 6 seconds, max 2 stacks, which means that could go up to 28%. This effect can be triggered once every 2 seconds. The aforementioned effects can be triggered even when the wielder is off field. So that's pretty dang good. Now, of course, there's other weapons that you could use. Primordial Jade Cutter is a good option if you're going for a little bit of crit rate, plus it's a decent weapon to use. Festering Desire for that energy recharge, that's what I'm using for right now. Wolf Fang, which is a brand new sword that you could use on her. And of course, you could also use stuff like the Key of Kajna to max out that HP percentage, but I wouldn't go for Key of Kajna on Furina, but you could. It could work. So, not to say that it wouldn't. Oh, sorry. Whoopsie. Let's go back into artifacts now. Now, as you can see, Golden Trope is the artifact set that they went with, and I cannot blame them because Golden Trope is just that dang good. I gotta tell you, this new artifact domain that they released when 4.0 happened was the best thing that happened. I love this domain so much. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about it. Your main stats for Golden Trope, right? You want to focus on HP percentage for your sands, HP percentage or hydro damage bonus for your goblet, and then of course for your, circlet, you want to go crit damage. But of course, Golden Trope's not the only set that you can use here, right? You could do a two-piece with Golden Trope, and then of course the Hydro set, which can't, what was the name of it? I got the note right here, my apology. Heart of Depth. I forgot about that. I forgot about Heart of Depth. That's crazy. Heart of Depth was one of the ones I was farming a lot, but I digress. You can go for that. You can go for a two-piece of a, you know, 20% HP bonus like Tenacity of the Millilith. Or you could even go four-piece Tenacity of the Millilith. You could do many different options for that. I think that her sets, while maybe not so super versatile, do work pretty well. And of course, let's talk about talents here. So first things first, you got to know that Furina can change her, what's it called? The Osea and Fuma stances by a charge attack. And that's where we want to talk about first with her basic attack. At intervals, when Furina's normal attack hits, a Spirit Breath Thorn or a Surging Blade will descend based on her current arc alignment, dealing Fuma or Osea aligned Hydro damage. When Furina takes to the field, her starting arc alignment will be Osea, or Osea, however you want to say it. Now let's get into the skill, and this is a big one because it really plays into the new mechanic in regards to Osea and Fuma, right? Invites the guests of the salon solitaire to come forth and aid in Furina's performance. Will summon either the salon members or the singer of many waters based on Furina's current arc status. Osea will summon the three little boys, so, well, boys or girls, whatever you want to call. Foaming bubbles like celebrants shall dance, dealing AoE hydro damage based on Furina's max HP and summoning 3 salon members. The ball octopus shaped gentle home usher, the bubbly seahorse shaped Sarentadante Chavel Marin. I literally always forget how to really pronounce these names. I feel really bad. And then the armored crab shaped Mademoiselle Crabletta. I think I said that one right. They will attack nearby opponents at intervals, prioritizing the target of the active character, dealing hydro damage based on max HP. When they attack, if characters with more than 50% HP are nearby, the members will increase their current attack's power based on the number of such characters and consume said character's HP. If 1, 2, 3, or 4 or more characters meet these requirements, the members' attacks will deal in conjunction 110, 120, 130, and 140% of their original damage. If we go into Fuma, it summons the Singer of Many Waters, who will heal nearby active characters based on max HP at intervals. The Saloon members and Singer of the Many Waters share the duration, and when Furina uses her charge attack to change the guest type, the new guests will inherit the remaining duration. So that's pretty cool. You can switch between being a healer to a DPS, and that I think is really interesting because there's not really a character that does that, and I think the only one that comes close is Kokomi, because you could heal and deal damage at the same time, but Kokomi's damage output is not that great, in my personal opinion, and I think in a lot of people's opinions, but it could be good. Could be good. Either way, Furina does really well with that. Let's go ahead and talk about the burst really quick, okay? So the burst here. Burst rouses the impulse to revel, creating a stage of foam that will deal AoE hydro damage based on Furina's max HP and cause nearby party members to enter the universal revelry state. During this time, when nearby party members' HP increases or decreases, 1 fanfare point will be granted to Furina for each percentage point of their max HP by which their HP changes. At the same time, Furina will increase the damage dealt by an incoming healing bonus of all nearby party members based on the amount of fanfare she has. When the duration ends, Furina's fanfare points will be cleared. So based on what's going on, you could do more damage or do more healing, basically is what's going on. Now, of course, the first ascension talent is when the active character is in your party receives heal, or when the active character in your party receives healing, if the source of the healing is not Furina herself and the healing overflows, then Furina will heal nearby party members for 2% of their max HP once every 2 seconds for the next 4 seconds, which is pretty good. More healing for your healer. It's great. Now, the Unheard Confession, which is the second Ascension passive, every 1000 points of Furina's max HP can buff the different arc-aligned Saloon Solitaire in the following ways. Will increase Saloon members damage dealt by 0.7 up to a maximum of 28%, and will decrease the Singer of Many Waters healing interval for nearby active members by 0.4% up to a maximum of 16%. So either you're going to be able to do more damage, or you're going to be able to heal faster, which works out really, really well. And of course, I think if you're going to look at talent priorities, I think it's skill then burst. I think I saw the same thing on another thing. Yes. So actually, wait, what? They're saying that you want to increase. I am so confused. Oh wait, no, that's Constellation. I'm dumb. I was looking at something. My apologies. But it looks as though I am partially correctamundo on this. You're gonna want to heal. You're gonna heal. You're gonna want to use your skill, then your burst, then your basic attack. Sorry, I was looking at something. I was like, there's no way that they can be correct on that, and I was wrong. So with this team, I will say they didn't do this Furina justice with this team, in my personal opinion. Again, personal opinion, because I don't know why Sayu's on here. So it's a very weird thing. So let's go ahead. We're gonna dive in. We're gonna get Guoba out there, get some Benny stuff. Get this stuff going really, really quick. And then grab this, get that going, start working on Furina right here. And then we start doing the damage. Look at that damage. It's actually not too bad, especially in the attack. Can you not, please? I'm trying to show something. There we go. Damage better, because you don't want to charge attack while you're with Furina here. We're gonna activate this one more time. But see, as we're doing that, the damage is not too bad. Now we're going to switch to healing, and you're going to see that the healing tick is really, really good. Not too shabby. But I don't think that this really gives Furina the chance to shine. This is just my personal opinion. Let's go ahead and... Or I think I'm on attack. It's tough to tell. Okay, now we're in attack. So when you're in the black pants, you're in attack mode. When you're in the white pants, you're in healing mode. Let's get this going. So you're really trying to get as much elemental reaction as possible. Let's go ahead and activate the skill again. And as you can see with the damage, you're doing pretty well. The healing is decent, but again, I don't think Furina is getting that showcase in this that she deserves. I've seen some pretty crazy stuff with Furina, and this ain't it. Like, Furina can do really, really well, but I do think it's really cool that she has this little trick of being able to switch between the two. I think that's dope. Overall, I think Furina's not too bad. There's definitely some things that you could do to make her a little bit better. Especially since I don't think you, like, obviously you're not going to want her on the field doing the main DPS. She's definitely a sub DPS. Definitely a sub DPS. So while you're doing this, you're having the Saloon Solitaire do all that good stuff. Get this going, activate it one more time. Get everything going one more again, and then going back into it, right? Because I think that's what's gonna do your best little stuff right here. This is definitely better. 25k off of that. That's fantastic. Let me get this going one more time. Boom. You can even do this. Do a little bit of Sayu with that, but I digress. I think that Furina is definitely good. Again, I don't think this gave her the, you know, praise that she deserved. And you can kind of see, like, this is just, I haven't leveled her up, but look at these stats for crit damage. I feel so bad. She could do so much better. She definitely deserves it. But Furina is one of those characters I think that'll do really, really well. I've seen her damage output by a lot of different creators, and honestly, she seems to be doing really, really well in regards to her team comp. So I'm pretty excited for that. But let me know in the comments down below what you think. Do you think Furina is that good? Definitely would love to hear you guys' opinions on this. And of course, that's going to be it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Would love to see y'all's lovely faces here again. And yes, sorry that this was a little bit of a messed up, scuffed kind of build guide review. It's tough because I don't have my Furina completely built yet. I had to work. I had to adult. But anyways, y'all, that's going to be it. Love you all to death. And as always, we will catch you all in the next video. Please take care and be safe.